Hey everybody, it's Darrell with the weekly Back 40 broadcast. Always meeting you at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time with a nugget or a nudge to support you in creating your second half of life as your best half of life. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome. And thanks for just coming by. And our commitment here is to not be picked up by that ambulance. And so what we're here to do is to support you in creating your second half of life as your best half. There's so many factors as we move into our 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s that could, end us out there with that ambulance. And man, that couldn't have been better timed, right? And I hope he shuts up pretty quick. The point being is, we're here. We believe you have yet to do what you came here to do. We have yet to do what we came here to do. And just taking on that mindset as you move into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, because society says that, you get done your big stuff in the first half. Well, we say the first half is just R&D. The first half is just research and development to point you in the direction of what you came here to do, for that purposeful, playful, passionate, and even radical second half. And we say it's radical because if it's not limited at all by the first half, anything's possible. And we say, we agree with Frank Sinatra when he says the best is yet to come. And babe, won't it be fun? So what I wanted to talk about today is rethinking. And just noticing, and I'm probably not the only one. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not the only one. I've had a lot of conversations with folks about this recently, but noticing how when we're committed to certain results in our life, or we want to make things happen, it's funny. You even notice the words, we want to make things happen. That's just, natural for us to speak that way. And, therefore, and, it could be anything. And, particularly for those moving into the second half of life, there's lots of concerns. There's concerns around health and finances and relationships and, career and, really finding that fulfilling thing that they came here to do. And so when we're committed to certain results, we kind of in our mind, and we may not even be conscious about it, but we have certain A, B, C, D, E, F, a certain line that things have to go in order to have that come about. So we kind of set up rules, so to speak. And it's kind of like, if I do want a relationship, then I have to be on 3 dating sites and I have to go out on 4 first dates a week. And now, here's the deal. I'm not poo-pooing, and we shouldn't poo-poo the earnest, strategic, ways that we've learned to, make something happen in life, make something happen. And yet it's interesting that we almost set ourselves up that that's the only way certain things can happen. In other words, let's say a new career was something that, an area that someone had a commitment in, then it's that resume has to be perfect. And then there's got to be number of hours spent on online job sites, as opposed to what if just in getting out there and connecting with people, someone might hear about something, or even in the dating side of things. What if, we were really open and, connecting with the people around us, and conversant, who knows what might show up. So the point being is this, is that I say, I believe as we're moving into our second half, a lot of us have learned, the way results are to be produced. And, we're very smart in our strategies and very organized in like the plan. The old adage is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? And all I want to offer is that what if we rethink, and what if we at least allow the idea that things may not have to occur the way we believe that it has to occur? What if, we can kind of step back from our organized machine and realize that we've maybe set up rules. what might be possible outside of those rules. And this, I think, is really pertinent for those who are taking on that we have yet to do what we came here to do. Because that's already, at 40, 50, 60, people have done amazing things. A lot of, our community and those watching have done amazing things. But what if your big game is still to come? Well, there's learning new things, being open, being willing to get outside your comfort zone and try things and fail. Hey, how about fail forward fast? Because the more you fail, the more you get towards what it is you're wanting to accomplish. But the point being is, we're going to pull from our old ideas and strategies about how that's got to happen. What if we start to allow some cracks in our plans? And one time when I was bringing out creating a reality show, and I was talking about to a person who knew a lot about this, exactly, what has to happen and what are the processes and procedures I had to go through. And he said, Darrell, why don't you just make room for the divine? Like, make room for the divine. And so I think a lot of us could open ourselves up beyond the way we think it has to go. If we can at least step back and see that we've set up certain rules, maybe there's an opportunity for unforeseen and unexpected to come in. So here's 3 thoughts. I have 3 thoughts to help you rethink, to help me rethink. Number 1 is look at the things that you're committed to in life. Look at something that's really important, whether it's a change in career, change in relationship, maybe a bettering of a relationship that you are in, or any other, something, major that's important to you. Look to see if you can step back and see what rules you've set up. What are the procedure? What's the ways it has to go? For example, for someone to sign up for one of my big programs, then I have to have a $10 and a $30 and a $50 program already in place so that they build up to it before the big program. That's just something we were looking at recently, right? And again, not to say it doesn't pay to use strategy and to think through things. And we also want to allow for things outside of our rules to come about. So first, get a sense of the rules. Like I said, if you want to create a new relationship, do you have these rules that you have to be on a certain number of dates, and you've kind of set it all up like a game plan? Notice that those are rules you've set up. Then start asking some what ifs that take you outside the rules. What if it didn't have to happen this way? That's not to say we sit back with magical thinking and it's like it's just going to come to me and I'm just going to, sit in a lotus position and everything I want is going to come to me. Good to have plans. What are some other ways? What if something else could occur? What if I could just be talking to more people today? What if when I go to lunch, I'm actually looking around to see who I could have casual conversations with? What if I might meet somebody who might be interesting to me, or may, connect with me as a friend, or may know of an opportunity for me if I'm, in the whole career change thing? Just start to ask some what ifs, because what it does is it starts to bring our mind outside the rules and pondering, and at least pondering the feelings of the things we want coming to us. Inside the rules, we can only think of how that feels once we've gotten all those things accomplished, once we've done the ABCD. But at least allowing ourselves to feel the feelings of what it would come perhaps starts to open up the universe for things outside of our dotted I's and crossed T's to occur. And then number 3, third thought is allow. Allow yourself to keep taking the strategic actions. Allow yourself to keep making the plans. Also allow and make room for the unexpected and unforeseen. At least even start to ponder it. What if? This sounds simple, but rarely do we allow ourselves to really take the time to ponder a lot of what ifs. And there's a great quote I want to read, and it's from Alice in Wonderland. And Alice was talking with the Queen of Hearts, and the Queen of Hearts was asking her to imagine something that Alice couldn't even imagine. And Alice laughed and she said, "There's no use trying. One can't believe impossible things." "I dare say you haven't had much practice," said the Queen. "When I was your age, I always did it for half an hour a day. Why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast." So that's the thought for the day. The 3 thoughts to support you in rethinking for the day is look to see what the rules are you've set up for how things have to occur. Ask a lot of what ifs. Start to ponder outside your rules, ways things might come about, and start to invite unexpected to show up, and allow yourself to follow your rules while at the same time you're inviting the unexpected. So hopefully that gives you something to bring forward into your radical second half that is represented by today. Make sure you grab your top 10 tips for a radical second half below. And we look forward to seeing you next week, and have a radical week.